Hi, this is Champlet 2 on the PlayStation Network. This is one of a series of videos on my channel to provide some tips and tricks for stealing the cars in the import-export business in GTA Online. When you go to the computer in your executive office and click on Vehicle Cargo and request a vehicle from SecuroServe, you'll be required to complete different tasks to retrieve the car. There are specific videos on my channel for each of these retrieval tasks. When you exit your office, your assistant will call you with details.
You won't be able to drive this one out of there. It's heading offshore with some pretty nasty individuals. So it's going to need an airlift. Collect a heavy lift chopper and then collect the car.
This particular task was the main reason why I made all these videos in the first place, because this one is really challenging. If you're fortunate enough to own your own Cargobob, just go back in your office and request your Cargobob and leave from the office with it. If you don't have one, it tells you to go to the Noose facility. That's way over on the East Coast. If you head over there, basically there's a tall wall around the facility. The Cargobob is just on the other side of the wall. There's maybe a handful of guards somewhere in the 4 to 6, I think, neighborhood. And when you go over there and start shooting them, you will get a wanted level. So you can call Lester and have him get rid of that, or you can just outrun him. Either way, if you've been playing GTA for a while, it's just a couple of guards, a couple of cops. You can handle that. It's not a big deal. Get over the wall, go in there and get the Cargobob. There are 3 different locations where this airlift takes place. There's barges out on the ocean. 2 of the locations are really close to each other. They're on the west coast. One of them is right next to the island. If you've ever done the Pacific Standard heist, it's where you pick up Avi Schwartzman. The other one is very near there. I think it's called Lago Zancudo. It's just a little bit off the coast there at Zancudo. That one is, there's no island or anything, so you can't snipe the guys on the barges from there. I'll tell you more about that one in just a minute. For now, this one that we're going to is up very close to the Davis Quarry. It's the Quartz Quarry. It's very close to the lighthouse, I believe. I'm going to skip ahead and help us get there a little bit faster. So you can see the car I'm trying to retrieve is there to the right on the map, but I'm going to make a little stop here at the quarry and call the mechanic and request my Kuruma. Now I just want to say this is not the only way to do this, and I'm not saying this is the best way to do this. This is just something I tried, and yes, it takes a little effort, but it works very well.
Need me to bring you a ride? I'll bring it to you.
So I just wanted to offer you this as an option, and you can try it. It's really worked very well for me. So I've requested my Kuruma, and I did it up here because you have to be close to a road to get your car if you call the mechanic. So I'm going to jump back in to the Cargobob and pick up my Kuruma. In the interest of time, I cut just a little bit of this out because I had a heck of a time picking up the Kuruma this particular time. Just make sure and drop the hook down with the right arrow. And you can see all of a sudden the sunshine got a lot brighter because it took me a while to pick up that car. So now, here's what I'm going to try to do. There's a point up on this hill that you're far enough away from the barge where you pick up your car that on the way out, you're going to trigger the resistance. The enemies are going to come when you get to this point. So because I've done this a few times, I knew where that point was. And this is a nice flat spot here on the hill where I know I can come back and drop my car after I pick it up from the barge. So this is going to be my landing spot. Now I'm going to take my Cargobob down to the beach. Yes, you can go out to that island and snipe the guys that are on the barges. However, there are containers on the barges, and sometimes the guys will stand on the other side of the container and you cannot shoot them from the island. So if you miss them and you fly out there in the Cargobob and they start shooting at you, they'll do a lot of damage very quickly to your Cargobob, and that is absolutely no fun. So what I do is swim out to the point in the water where I can't touch the bottom anymore, and I'm going to call Merriweather and request a boat pickup.
Merriweather, for all your private security needs. How can I help? Thank you. A boat has been dispatched.
It's the best $250 you'll ever spend. So when he arrives, don't use the triangle to get into the dinghy. Use the square. It'll jump you up in there, but it won't make you sit down. Once you sit down, he'll just take you to the coast, and that's not helpful. You have to stand up here, shoot the guy, take his dinghy. Oops. So remember, that's really important. Don't hit the triangle to get up in there, because you'll just sit down and then you've lost the boat. So here's what's so cool about this Merriweather boat and why I wanted to share this tip with everybody. When you come out here, you'll see on those containers, there's guards standing up on top of them. So stop from a little bit of a distance, and don't know why she won't just stand up. Grab a sniper rifle and take them out. If you get too close, they'll shoot you, so take them out from a distance. They're not always up there, but it's a good idea to stop and look just in case they are. And I'm just waiting to make sure they really did die and I got them. Okay, let's go. So this dinghy is so cool here because when you pull up next to these barges, you can see the guys that are on the barge, but they can't see you. You can shoot at them, they can't see you over the wall. You don't even have to get up. You can just sit right there in the driver's seat and take them out. Just be careful not to shoot the car you're coming for. It's always on the left barge, and it's the car in the middle, not the one on the end. Particularly on this barge on the right is where you'll often find a guy hiding in the back behind the containers. So we'll just take this guy out. Oh, really? You kiss your mama with that foul mouth? Okay, there we go. All done. Now you just take the dinghy back over to the shore and pick up your Cargobob, which is easier said than done because this thing doesn't turn very well. While I'm driving the dinghy back to the shore, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the other two locations on the west coast where you find this barge. If you get the one on Avi Schwartzman's island, you can park your Kuruma on the beach, the same place where there's sea sharks when you go get Avi, because that's pretty much any beach from there is going to be far enough away that you can drop your car and you'll spawn the enemies. You don't want to leave it on that island where Avi is, just in case they shoot up your Cargobob. Then your car is stuck on an island and you can't get it off. So take it over to the beach where the sea sharks are. Now this one's really important. For the one where it's just kind of out in the middle of the ocean and not right next to Avi's island, do not, I repeat, do not do not leave your Kuruma or park the car on that section of the beach that's right next to the bridge where it's kind of marshy there. You'll hate it, because if you end up out of your car or getting out of the Cargobob, that wet sand is like quicksand, and when those helicopters are shooting at you, you don't want to get slowed down by that. So park it on that little tip of beach that's right out at the end of Fort Zancudo. It's a great place to drop off your car. And speaking of dropping off your car, you'll see here I try to keep the car as steady as I can. It's really important that it be as close to flat as it can be when you drop it, and preferably not from too high. So you see there, it just went straight down, no damage. Can't say the same for my Cargobob, because they just lit it up really good there. Now I'm going to wait for that first flurry of bullets to settle down just a little bit, and I'm going to take off and run to my Kuruma. And now from here, it's a fair fight. So one of the best things you can do here is try to focus on the pilot. If you can take the pilot down, you'll hear the sound when you've hit the pilot. The helicopter will go straight down. There you can see the red target, and there's the sound. I got him. Try to get them away from the car so they won't hit it instead of you. Draw them away, and bear in mind when you take them out, you don't want them to land on your car either or too close to it, because they'll do a tremendous amount of damage. Now since this is a mid-range car, I'm going to get a total of 6 helicopters. They come in pairs of 2 in 3 waves. For the top range, you'll get 8 helicopters, and for the standard range, you'll get 4. There is a nice break between the waves, so you might think it's done, but it's not. There they come now. And just to let you know, I've heard a few comments from other players that say when they pick up the car from the barge in the Cargobob, they just fly straight up, and they try to get high enough so that when the helicopters come in, the Cargobob will be above them. Well, I've tried that a couple of times, and they still shoot up. So it's up to you if you want to try that. Some people say they've had great success with it. I personally haven't. Wow, that was a little close to the car. So again, be careful. Try to draw them away from the car when you can. And this method does take a little longer, but as you can see, there's no damage to my car yet. And now we're just waiting for the last wave. So I'll get a little body armor and wait for them to get here. Here they come. One pilot down. Ooh, wow, he was almost going to hit me. Now I'm just going to turn the car around and try to get a little bit better angle here. Sometimes the weeds and such can make it hard to see when you're shooting. So get up to a nice flat spot, take aim, and bye-bye. And that's it. Once you've got your allotted helicopters taken care of, again, it's 4 helicopters for the standard range, 6 for the mid-range, and 8 for the top range, you're good to go. Take your car back to your warehouse, try not to damage it, and don't let any strangers take it away from you. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video and the entire series of tips and tricks for the imports and exports. A like for this video and a subscription to my channel are greatly appreciated. Hope to see you again.